This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey guys, I know there's no audio right now. Dwayne's not going to be in, so what I'm going to do is give it a couple of minutes here and let other people show up, and then I'm going to do a recap of my stuff, and I'm just going to put a note in here. I'm probably going to be trading from another computer, so you won't be able to monitor my charts after that. Okay, unless Val takes it over and lets her charts run. But I'm going to be moving to another computer probably and start trading from that one. There is a short rate here on the ES though, for those of you guys who are wondering, and this should drop down to 43.06. It's got a pullback number up at 43.12 and a quarter, but I'm just going to take it here anyway, and it should drop down to 43.06. So I'll throw a target down there. I'm going to throw my stop at break even on this. Why 43.06, you might wonder? Well, that's just where I think it's going to go. Okay, so I'm going to lock in 4 ticks on that move. And I think it's going to go through 43.06. I'm just going to move it all the way down there. Okay, so there's my 43.06 number. I'm just going to lock in that right there. I'm not going to hit 43.06 yet. Okay, well, I'll take that. But the ES has been pretty friendly today, as you can see. It's been pretty good about giving indicators about where it's going to go. It's going to go down deeper. I mean, the reason I bumped it past 43.06 is because I could see that it was going to go down deeper. I just don't know if it's going to pull back. The pullback on this is doing it without the pullback. The pullback on this it is now 43.06 is the pullback number. And the new target number is going to be 43.01. Okay, so here's the pullback to 43.06, and here's the new target number. Now, I don't know if we're going to get the new target number. We just took this one right here. It didn't, I said 43.06 is where I wanted to take it down to, but I got just about down to there. Now, that doesn't count, of course, toward the totals in here. but I'll get into all that in just a minute. All right, I'm going to give it just a couple of more minutes here for people to shuffle in. But barring that, I am gonna I'm gonna do my recap and then go somewhere else and trade. So I'm gonna be logged in from a different computer. Okay, you won't be able to see me do that. It looks like there was some pretty good movement here during the break, and I wasn't really watching it too closely during the break. Okay, so let's give it just a minute here. I will wait just a few more minutes. At 12:10, you see it's 12:07 here. At 12:10, I will begin my recap, and that should last about 5 or 10 minutes. Now, if you guys have questions, Jacob, for instance, if you have questions, you can type them in right now. Lori, I don't know if you were watching this morning, Lori, when I went through the whole weekly trading zone thing for you. Val did a recording of it, but I did it for you this morning so you could watch it. But if anybody's got any questions, you can type them in right here. The only one who can see them are me and Valerie right now. Okay, so everybody that's popping in right now, I'll be doing my recap here in just a few minutes. Okay. And if you're popping in right now, you just missed this trade. There's nothing else that's shown up yet. But if I look at crude wants to get down to 77.48. 77.48. Here's the number right here. Doesn't have a trade set up for it yet. Gold doesn't really have a trade set up, and it wants to go down to 61.8. It's going to pull back at 63.2. So right there's the pullback on gold. Right here, I know it's not much on gold. The 61.8. It's in a pretty tight range right there. The crude should drop down to here right now. The ES 32.98.25. 32.98.25 is where this should go. Okay, it's got to give you a trade setup to get into it, but it's not doing it right now. The crude, there's another number on crude a little bit lower, 77.40 right here is what I'm looking at. The crude's going to pull back right where it's at 54 right here. Okay. All right, about 30 more seconds, and then I'm going to jump into what I normally do. All right, and then I'm going to end up leaving a note here to everyone when I'm done. All right, now crude just had a momentum short trade, and it got down to that 77.48 number that I told you about a minute ago. And now the 77.40 number is where it should go. The ES is continuing to drop. It didn't make it all the way down to my 98.25 number yet, but it's going to give us a trade to get into that. The crude is actually starting to move here. The ES should start to move right now. And I'm going to get rid of that. Now on the crude, I was looking for it to get down to 77.40. It should go through that number. I don't know if it's going to do it all at once. It might pull back. It might go down there and then pull back and then go down to 77.30. Actually, 77.30 is the next number down. Okay, so here I'll pin that so we can kind of watch it. There's my 77.40 number. No, I just bumped that up to +6 right there. 77.40 is where that should go. Now the cycle's starting to move up here on the ES, so that's not as pretty of a trade. There's my 77.40 number that I was looking for. Now, for those of you guys who may be in here, who are not in the room in the morning, and this is what I do all morning in the room. Okay, there's my 77.40 number that I gave you. Now 77.30 should be another one, 77.25 below that. I don't know if it's going to pull back and give us another shot at an entry, but I'm at +10 on this last one. Gold is just kind of hung right here. It's got this very tight range that it's in right here. So I don't really expect anything out of gold. And the ES, the cycle's going up, so you don't really want to short it right here. This is what it should get down to, but by the time it does, it's going to be doing a cycle reset. So the crude oil was really our only play. Now we did have this short back here on the ES a few minutes ago. Okay, on the crude, now the green line has gotten all the way into the cycle and now it's starting to pull back. So I'm really going to trail my stop, right? So I'm out with plus 12 on that move on the crude. Now this is the pullback that I was talking about a few minutes ago, that I was anticipating a pullback here and then a move down to 30 and then 25. Okay, you see how the green line is pulled away from the cycle down here? That's what I was anticipating. Right now, the ES should tank and give us a cycle reset right now. That's what should happen right here. Okay, I don't know if it's going to, because it's in the middle of a cycle reset. We don't have a trade, but it's got the makings of a cycle reset so far. Okay, you see right here, we have bullish separation and the black step line stayed below the BBC. So this is the tank I was talking about, and it should go right down to here right now. And it should go below that. It should go down to 42.96, but it'll probably stop at 42.97 and pull back. So it'll probably go down to here and pull back and then make it down to there. Okay, so now the crude is doing the pullback that I had mentioned a minute ago. Now the crude's got a high here of 77.38. It's going to have a low of 77.34. So far, that's what it's going to do. So you put a sell stop on right there like that. Okay, now there's no trade here on the ES. There's nothing on the ES. These are areas that it should go to right now if it's going to continue down. On crude, these are areas that I've already outlined for you that it should go to. We have a nice separation here, and the cycle is the right color. All right, so as more and more of you start to filter in here, Dwayne's not coming in today, so I'm just going to go through, while I've been waiting for you all to come in and show up. So I can say that I'm going to do the recap like I normally do. And I've just been going over trades that have been setting up while I wait. So 39 down to 35 right now is going to be a short on the crude. All right, so far in these 10 minutes that I've been doing this, we had a short from there to there that we took. And over here on the ES, we had this short right here that we took. Okay, and it's setting up another one right here on crude right now. Now gold, I said this was the range it's in, and it's kind of stuck in that range, so it's probably not going to give us anything. Right here on crude, I'm on ES, we don't have a trade set up. This is where it wants to go, down to these numbers down here. All right, on the upside on the ES, I don't really see anything good on the upside. It's doing a cycle reset, so it wants to go down right here. Okay, the crude did drop down. You see, it just gave us a little slippage on that because my entry was right here at 34. And you see, I'm entered in at 31. But being a momentum short trade, you want to bump your stop to break even. But you see, it got to my first number right there. Now, being a momentum trade, I'm going to bump my stop to break even right away and take a break even on this. But my next number down was this one right here. Okay, now I gave these numbers out back here. All right, and the ES is hitting everything right now that I just said it was going to. It didn't give us a trade setup to get down there because it was in the middle of a cycle reset. Okay, so if you guys are following with me here, and I did short the ES, but for you guys it didn't have a trade setup. For me it did, and since I'm not keeping track of the score in here, except in my account, then for you guys, you had to wait for the trade setup. For me, it did have a trade setup. It just didn't have one that you could do. See, and those are all the things that you'll learn over time. I'll teach you all the trade setups over time if you become an active partner. All right, so it's time for me to get in here and do everything else. It's 12:16. I'm sorry, I got carried away. All right, so here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 6th day of October, 2021. If you've not taken a free trial with us and you want to take a free trial with us, then go here to eminitrainingschool.com. All that we ask for here is your first name, your email, and your phone number. You can tell us your biggest trading challenge so we can tailor one-on-one training just for you. Hit the send button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. you must click on that confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click the link, we don't know that you took the free trial. Recaps. Okay, now none of the stuff that I just did is included in this recap. Now, we picked up 12 ticks there. I think I grabbed 7 here or something like that, maybe 8 or something. I don't even know. I mean, I know I'm way up on the day. And the crude is actually giving another short right here. The pullback number on the crude is 77.31. The go-to number now is even further down. It's going to be down here. Okay. Yeah, so let me bring this back over here. Okay. Right. I'm trying to do a bunch of things all at once right now. The low of the day is down at 77.15 on crude. Ultimately, it wants to get down there. It's got a couple of stops on the way down. One is right here at 77.25, and the other one is going to be down at 77.20. It may hit both of those numbers and then pull back. It may hit just one of those numbers and then pull back. But right now, it's right at 77.25 number. I'm sorry, I'm going through all this without showing you any DOMs. I mean, well, DOMs or here. So my stop's at break even on this. And this is the number that it should get down to right now. It should push right down to 77.20. Right now, I don't have any risk on the trade, and the last trade was pretty clear and easy to see. And this one is too, and the one before that was too, and on the ES it was. So I don't have any risk on this trade. So I'm going to let it play out and get back over here. Okay, well, you can see it just played out. It took me out at break even. All right, so back here to the spreadsheet. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today's the 6th day of October, 2021. Today, crude kicked our butt, except for that last 12-tick trade that I just made. We were minus 16 in the morning session, but we made up for it in gold. We were plus 53 in gold, and on the ES, we were plus 77 on the ES. So that put us at plus $1,332 per contract on the morning session. Today, it took 4 minutes and 3 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, it was at 142.5, and I took a total of 34 trades this morning. That's not counting the 5 or 6 that I just took here. So on the month now, I'm at $4,062. That's over 4 trading days, averaging $1,015 per contract per 2-hour trading day. I've now gone 190 out of 193 possible days of getting my goal this year, putting me at $114,872 per contract per 2-hour trading day. That's over 193 days, averaging $595 per contract per 2-hour trading day. So I'm on schedule to hit my 140 target by the end of the year. Now, if you were to quit after you got your goal for the day, each day so far this year, you would have only worked a total of 52.3 hours so far this year. You'd have placed 598 trades. This is if you did everything exactly as I did, and got filled exactly as I did, and you added 1 contract per month. Your average hourly rate would be $2,308. Okay. All right, so let's get into the actual trades. Now, we'll start out with the gold. I'm just going to go right back to the beginning here. All right, so gold, we had all this stuff right here in the beginning. It wasn't really doing anything, and then bang, we had a trade right here. The first one on gold was good for 2 ticks. The next one was good for 1 tick to put us at plus 3. Then we had a break even. Missed a trade there. We had a plus 8. That put us at 11. Okay, then we had, then we had this run right here where gold was just giving it all up. We had plus 12, plus 12, plus 16. So this went from plus 11 to plus 23, then plus 23 to plus 35, then plus 35 to plus 51. Okay, then we got plus 2 right there to put us at plus 53. That was where we ended trading on the morning session. Okay, so gold didn't really give anything, but when it did, bang, it gave a whole bunch right there, and everybody had a chance to get into those with me this morning. During the break, we had, well, once we established a trend, we had a momentum long trade right there, and 1 more right there. And you could have actually taken 1 more right here. Okay, and that was it for gold on the morning. Now the crude, I told you crude kicked my butt this morning, except for right here where it was really nice and doing everything that I thought it should do. You see it got all the way down here at my 77.20 number while I was just going through all that stuff. And I mean, it really was not that bad today, except for me stopping out, 4 times, but that happens. We started out right here on crude. Our first trade on crude, we were +3. Then the next one right here, we stopped out and we're at -8 on the trade. I should have had my stop at break even on that one, but I didn't move fast enough. So that was really my fault. There were 2 times I could have gotten my stop to break even. And that was really my fault. So I should have had a break even, but I got -8. And so that one put us to -5. All right, then I had a break even there. Now I was given the numbers where crude should go to, and it was pretty much doing a good job getting to them. I ended up with a break even on this trade, and this one here was a screw up because I meant to put that trade on the ES and I put it on crude, and I ended up stopping out -3 ticks on crude. So after that one, I was at -8 on crude. I put it on the wrong DOM. I was making stupid mistakes like that this morning. No, I made that one anyway. And the one earlier where I should have had my stop at break even. So far I'm at 2 mistakes on crude for -11 ticks. And I missed that one. I got a break even on that one. Then it started moving up right in here, and this was right at the crude inventories. That's why I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't even there. I walked away at the crude inventory numbers. There was a shorting opportunity in there. Then here we ended up with a break even. Now I could have taken 5 or 6 ticks on this pretty easily, but I took a break even. Then I stopped out on the next one, and after that next stop out, I was at -16. Okay, I missed the long right there. That would have been a break even. I got a break even trade right there, and then crude just got really nasty right through here. All right, so if you take out those 2 mistakes that I had, they were for -11 total, then I would have been at -5. And if you add in this +12 right here, then I would have been positive on the day. But that was it during the break. This was actually not during the break. This was while I was waiting for everybody to show up. I took a 12 tick trade right there. I took a break even on this one, but I could have taken profit on it pretty easily. And the follow-up trade right here, I could have taken profit on that pretty easily. And it's starting to show a little bit of a trade right here. Now, my worry about this is it's a very short-term trend. We have dynamic resistance printing right there. And looking at the DOM, the upside of this is 77.46. The downside is right where it's at. Okay, so we should get pretty good bounce off the BBC, probably up to this level right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the other market. Well, there's only one other market left. But if we get a trade right here, a long trade, this is probably what it should look like. But the only other market is the ES, but I did a bunch on the ES today. Okay, so I'll go into that. If anybody has any questions while I'm talking about this, now is the time to type them in. Okay, Dwayne is not going to be here today, so it's just me, and I'm just going to go through this stuff. And when I'm done with this stuff, I'm going to just leave a note up here, and I'm going to go to another computer and probably log in, so you're not even going to have live charts because it's going to disconnect on this one. All right, so my first trade of the morning, when I opened it up right here, I picked up, I don't even know what I picked up on that one. I picked up some profit there, and then I had accidentally left my stop on because I put the trade on, I bumped my stop to break even when I had 4 ticks in profit. I put a profit target on, then I walked away, and it hit my profit target, and then it turned around and it hit the stop that I had left on from the original trade over here, and it got me short, but I had walked away, so I didn't see it, and I wasn't managing the trade until I came back, and then I saw it here when I got back, and I got out of it right here. And I ended up getting profit out of the thing, like 7 ticks or something like that. And then right here, I picked up a few more. And there was another trade here and another trade right in here that I didn't get. So it started off being really crazy for me on the ES this morning. But after those first couple, we were at +9. Right, then in this move right here, I picked up 4 to get me to +13. I had a break even right there. I think that this is how it went. It's probably not going to match up really well with my numbers, but I went from 9 to 13. Then I got a 12 tick trade that went to 25, and I think that that's what this one was. That went to 25, and then a 2 tick trade that went to 27. You see, I was drawing all these numbers in here this morning, that looking for price to get to, and it was doing a pretty good job of getting to the numbers that I drew. But I was referring back to the 30-minute chart, looking at numbers on the 30-minute chart, and it was all about the BBC this morning. Going away from it, coming back to it, going away from it, coming back to it. But anyway, over here we're plus 27. Then somewhere we got another 2-tick trade to get us to plus 29. Then we had an 8-tick trade, I think that's this one right here, to get us to plus 37. Then we had right here a 4-tick trade to get us to 41. Another 4-tick to get us to 45. Another 4-tick to get us to 49. A break even. There was another 4-tick in here somewhere. I'm not sure where it was. I missed all these trades right here and this one. All of those would have been profitable trades. This one would have been a break-even trade if I'd have gotten it. Okay, this looks like the other 4-tick trade that got us to 53. I had like a whole bunch of 4-tick trades right in a row. I went from 37 to 41, 41 to 45, 45 to 49, 49 to 53, 53 to 57, 53 to 57, 57 to 61, then 61 to 69. I think that's what this one was, 61 to 69 right here. And then I should have stopped out on the next one, I think. If I had a break even, then I stopped out. Okay, then we went back down to 61. And then it looks like I had a big trade right here, a 16-tick trade to put us up to 77 right there. So I had a whole bunch of 4-tick trades all in a row right through here. There and there. And I missed all of those, but there. But anyway, at the end of the session this morning on the ES, we were at that one big one at the end. Sorry, this one. At that point, we're at plus 77 on the ES. Then it got kind of sideways here during the break. And we didn't do any more trading in here during the break. There was a short right here off the BBC you could have taken for a nice leg down. There was a long right here you could have taken. It looks like we didn't break that dynamic resistance until there, so there was nothing there. There was nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Get over here, and there was a long right in here that you could have taken. And another one there. And then I came in at noon to start everything up this morning, and there was a short in here that I did take in the room here, well, in this room. And then I had outlined all these numbers that I thought it was going to get to, and it did eventually get to pretty much all of them. It didn't get down to this one yet, or did it? Yeah, it did. Okay, way over here. It did. It really didn't give anything on the long side here while it was trying to get down there. And then on the way down there, it didn't give you any opportunity on the short side either, but it did get down there. And right now that brings us to current. So that was the morning trading today. It was a busy day for me. I placed a lot of trades this morning, 34 trades, and I didn't get all of them. There were a lot of trades that had a lot of potential that I didn't get. All right, so right now, crude oil, I'm just going to give you a what for on crude. 77 is where this is going down to right now. 77 to be right down here. Okay, we don't have a trade set up for it yet, but we'll probably get one. That's where it's trying to go down to. The pullback number on that, there's 77.16 is one, but above 77.16, if it's going to pull back deep, it should be 77.23 right up here. Okay, if it pulls back, it should pull back to here, which happens to be right where the BBC is, but the DOM is agreeing with this. If it doesn't pull back, then it should go straight down here. But a pullback would give us a trade set up to get into this move down to 77. On the ES, the pullback number on that is 4303.25, and a good target number on that is 4295.75. So 4303.25. Now that if it pulls up there, it's going to change the look of everything. And if it goes down to the target number, what I say it was 4290. What did I say? 95.75, something like that. if it goes to either one of these numbers, it's going to change the look of everything, because right now it's saying don't do anything. Okay, and gold right now, I can't see as much on gold, so I'm not going to be able to give you a great range, but it looks like it wants to go up to 63.8 right now, which I know is really not that big of a deal, but that's what I can see. All right, pullback number would be 62.4, which would be right here. Again, we don't have a trade set up for it here. We don't have a trade set up for it here. And we don't have a trade set up for it here. All right. So, as I said earlier, Dwayne's not going to be in today. And I am going to go to another place and trade. So it's going to log me off of here because I'm going to be trading somewhere else. Just going to put a note up here for anybody that comes in from now forward. If anybody has any questions, now is a good time. Jacob, I will send you an email with a link to the meeting that we're going to have. Lori, I don't know if you've been listening. I mean, you've been here long enough, you know how to type stuff into the question box. I showed you this morning, I don't know if you were listening this morning, but I showed you this morning how to use the weekly trading zone thing. Valerie made a video of it when I showed it this morning. You know, it said you were in there, but I don't know if you were. And anybody else that has any questions or any problems, you can email support@cfrn.net. You all have my phone number. You can call me or text me is the way to go. Text me, that's the way to go. Crude oil is doing exactly as I thought it would. We want to see it drop all the way down to here right now. Okay, that's what I'd be looking for on crude. It should go, it's got a couple of spots on the way down there, 77.10 and 77.05 on the way down, or potential pullback spots, but this number right down here is where it's going. Okay. All right, this is every day. It's what I do every single day. But right now I'll have to go do some other things, and I think right now crude oil is the only one you really want to get involved in because it should go down here. It's the only one that's given a really clear message. Gold is not, the ES is not. But crude, it's got dynamic support right here, but this should get broken. But it is, dynamic support is at a couple of things. It's at the low of the day and it's at that 77.10 number. So, you know, if you're in the trade from where I said a minute ago, then your stop should be a break even. Okay, but all right, there is where that thing wants to go down to. Now in this case, it just took me out at break even. Let's see if anything else agrees with this. You see this right here on a 30-minute chart. Now I had to really jam this up earlier to see because it was all down. So you see this right here. It's got a little buying pressure right here. That's below the 77 number. Okay, but if you look at the actual low of this candle right here, the actual low of that candle, where all of this buying happened, where it all began, that's right at 77. And there's a lot right there at 77 right now. If it breaks through 77, and this is a gimme for you guys for this afternoon, if it breaks through 77, and this is on the 30-minute chart right here, it should drop all the way down here to 76. So you should have a full buck in this on the downside. Now, I should put that out in a logic 24/7 because Dwayne's sick, so he's not going to be doing that either, I don't think. But this right here is what to look for. All right, 77 down to 76. You know, in the short term right now, I'm thinking it's going to drop down to 77. Okay, and then I think it's going to get kicked back up and probably get kicked back up to, let's see, if I try to extrapolate this. Oh, you know what? There's an easier way to do this. Data table. Here it is. Okay, so this bar right here, see what I'm looking at right here is the BBC, how much it's dropping per bar. You see that? So what I'm getting out of this is stuff I've never shown to anybody, you guys. but what I'm getting out of this is how to estimate where the bar is going to be when the next bar closes. Okay. So as long as it doesn't make a huge movement from here and it makes a little bit of a movement down to 77, which is what I think it's going to do, and then it kind of lingers there. Bar to bar, you're looking at 10 ticks, 10 or 12 ticks from bar to bar. Okay, the difference between this bar and 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 this bar on the BBC at the slope and angle that it's at. Okay. I've never shown this to anyone. But anyway, I've shown it to you now. So what you can anticipate is the current bar is right here, well, the last bar was printed at 12:30. Okay. And the BBC at that time was at 78.03. 78.03, right? Is that right? The BBC. Yeah, I'm looking at the MA1 though. But the BBC was at 78.03. The MA1 was here at 77.43. Okay, I'm sorry, 77.34. So this, between here, you got about 11 ticks, right? Yeah, about 11 ticks. So what I would anticipate is the next one down is going to be at 24, 77.24. So I would anticipate a pullback up here to the 34.24 area. And if that bar fails, right there, if you get up there to that 77.34.24 area, if that bar fails, it should drop a whole buck all the way down here to 76 by the end of the day. Okay, so from there to there, assuming he's going to fail on a pullback to the MA1 right here at the end of this bar in 22 minutes, 21 minutes. Okay, that's my thought, the future in crude oil. Now we'll go back here to my 4-tick range world. This is where I live, and see the numbers here for the MA1. They're going to be a lot different. See, they're going to be a lot closer. 56, 56, 56.2 to 56.5, 56.5 to 57.3. So, you know, they're hardly even a tick when you look at it this way. So you just got to trade what's in front of you. Now I said it's going to get down here to 77, and it's still looking like it's being held up right here. But once it breaks through this, it should go down here really quick. Okay. All right. Well, I've strung this meeting out for quite a bit, but if anybody has any questions about anything, email support@cfrn.net. If you want to talk to me about anything, you know, just same email. You can text me on my phone. Everybody knows my phone number. Or you can get a hold of Valerie and just let her know if you want to talk to me about anything. Jacob, I'm going to set that meeting up and send you a link right now. And that's it, guys. With that, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll leave a note out here. I'm going to shut this off. Okay, we can look at it tomorrow, but I'm going to shut this off in a little while when I'm going to go downstairs and start trading from downstairs. I'll be back up here in a little while when I do that meeting with Jacob, but so at 2:30, at the very latest at 2:30, this whole meeting is going to be canceled or closed. Okay. All right, let me center everything. And what did I say, the ES? I gave these numbers on the ES. So it hit the top number now. So the ES has got a little bit of something going on. Let me give you numbers on the ES right now. 4307.75. Okay, 4307.75 on the ES. Okay, and the pullback on that be 4,350. It's way down here. Now I don't think you're going to get it to pull back this far, but that's where the pullback number is on it right now. I gave you all the information about crude oil. Gold has hit the top level and it's pulled back. It's actually got a little bit of a bullish setup going right here, and gold right now, the high number on gold is just a little bit higher. It's right here at 64. So this is a better trade setup right now than anything that was available 10 minutes ago when I started talking about all this. So I feel like I'm doing the whole morning over again. Right, there's a long on gold right here. It should go up to 64. The pullback number on gold is 62.2. Okay, so this is the range that it's trading in right now. Crude oil needs to break out of this consolidation, and it should, and get down here to 77. The ES should break out and keep going up. The ES actually has a long trade here too. All right, really, I'm going to end this right now. All right, guys. Thanks for coming this afternoon. I'm going to put a little note up here. Let me go start my notepad up. Just put a little note up here. All right, well, okay, darn it all. I took the ES trade and now I'm making money again. Okay, crude oil did not go down. It broke out on the upside, but that's okay. That's okay. The ES is going to give you another trade, darn it. And this one's going to go up to 43.09. It's not there yet, but it's almost there. 575 to 675, and it should go up to 43.09 right now. Right now, it should go up to right here. Okay, the crude didn't end up breaking out to the downside yet, but it will. And I did say that on the crude, back when I was looking at all this stuff, and I say 77.34 or something like that. Wasn't that one of the numbers I came up with? I think it was. Yes, 77.33.34, where the MA1 was. Okay, go back to my world, 4-tick range. Gold is starting to move, so watch the gold here for the move up to 64. Okay, and there goes the ES again. The ES has just been giving it away today. Okay, and here's gold. I'm going to throw my stop at break even on that. And I don't know. If stuff like this doesn't convince you guys that you should be doing this, then nothing's gonna. All right, really, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take a little profit on gold and get out of that, and I'm gonna walk away. All right, I was in the middle of putting this note up. Okay, I'm gonna leave this over here. All right, so there you go, guys. Thanks for coming today, and I'll see you all in a while. All right. If I don't see you later today, then I'll see you tomorrow. There's 43.09. Ding ding. You want another number on the ES? I'll give you another number. Do you want another one? Pullback 43.06 and the target 43.1250. Okay. 43.06, 43.12 and a half. I can do this on larger time frames too, you know. I just don't like to. All right, so gold is going up. Crude is starting to show a little bit of a long trade right here. Now it could give you one bounce to the upside. Remember, 77 is where it's going to go down to, and then if it doesn't hold up here in this at the top of the hour in 14 more minutes, if it doesn't hold up here at 77.34, 35, then it should drop all the way down to 76. Okay. All right, really, I'm gonna go. All right, it's been great chatting with y'all. Oh, Val, I didn't know if you wanted to cut that right there in the recording. I don't know. I mean, it's all going up to YouTube now, I suppose, right?
No, he sets that up. I'll download this and put it up on YouTube.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
Have a great afternoon.
All right. You too. I'll talk to you.
Bye-bye.